Nothing's better than going to Chris's house and trying to find the blanket where he's half nude with pizza covering his junk.
It's a show by Chris and Neil with all great movies. They are the real deal. We watch them all, so you don't have to. It's movies that don't suck and some that do.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of all ages, it's a new episode of Movies That Don't Suck and Some Do. My name's Neil.
And I'm Chris.
And today we got two big horror movies that are out there in the world for consuming during spooky season.
It is spooky season and full blow spooky season. Like, yeah.
Well, how many pumpkin lattes have you had so far?
I'm not a basic bitch, so I haven't had any.
You're a huge pumpkin guy. I know. You like that pumpkin spice.
Actually, I'm one of those people that doesn't like pumpkin spice. It's just not for me.
You're not only are you pumpkin spice, you're like the pumpkin spice. Like there's sporty spice, there's scary spice, and posh spice, and baby spice, and you are ginger spice, and you're pumpkin spice.
I'd be Cajun spice if I was anything, but
but you're not Cajun. You're from Texas.
My family's from Louisiana, so I'm going farther back.
Yeah.
You're my mom.
And they just
my
got
mom
tired of being eaten by alligators.
Well,
so
yeah. Well, I don't know. Louisiana's one of the. Yeah, it's whatever. But yeah.
All right. So the two movies we're talking this week, of course, are horror movies because that's what's coming out constantly this month.
We'll be watching them all.
First, yeah, and we're gonna try to watch every single one. We might have an episode where there's like 5 movies on it.
You'll see what happens.
Just to see to catch up with all of them that we missed for the month. The first one we're watching is VHS. VHS is a movie.
That one's from a few years ago. We watched VHS.
Oh, I'm sorry. VHS. We were watching VHS.
No, not that one either.
VHS. The viral.
No,
was good.
That's not the one.
Oh my gosh. VHS 94.
No, that's the one thing we watched last year.
VHS 99.
No, that's the one we watched last year as well.
Okay, so it's VHS 85.
Correct. There we
which
go.
is a Shudder original. Just came out this past weekend. If you don't know, the VHS movies are an anthology movie series,
and they're fun as fuck. Too. They're fun as fuck.
And yeah, they are great. They are like Tales from a Crypt, Creep Show, things like that. If you can remember that kind of anthology kind of films, horror films. This is starring James Ranswin.
Yes, please. Yes, Denver PD.
You're here for the missing kids.
Yes, sir. And if there's anything else...
Come inside.
Come on. Samson, stop it!
Wait, let me show you something. Yes, right over here. So, all the kids live in the same district, right? They all walk to and from school. They were all grabbed on the way home from school, except for Robin Arellano. He was grabbed on a Saturday afternoon on his way to the store to get some pop and a candy bar,
We're
right?
well aware of
Listen,
that.
he has to be able to grab these kids and get them back to his place very quickly, which means he's got a house with a garage. And he can't risk them getting away or waking him up if he's knocking him out, which means that the grabber has to live somewhere in this area right here. It's Max.
Mr. Max.
Mr. Max. It's just Max. My friends call me Max.
So that's from The Black Phone. One of my favorite characters from that is that crazy crime guy.
And we'll talk about later how that movie actually influenced part of VHS 85.
Okay.
And then also on this on the movie VHS 85 pops up Freddie Rodriguez.
Have you no regard for anything or anyone other than yourself? Other than your appetites?
Excuse me?
You made love to my sister? During my father's funeral? The man hadn't even been in the ground an hour.
Benny.
What kind of an animal are you?
Benny, Izzy and her husband were already having problems. You knew this. She was upset.
Of course she was upset. We had just put my father in the ground. She was vulnerable. You took advantage of...
Yeah, so...
Yeah, that's from Bull, which has been on TV since 2016. Man,
Really?
I didn't even know that show existed. I'm not gonna lie. Also in this movie, Jordan Belfi.
Yeah, I'd think that too if I didn't see you dive under that car to avoid me today. But I did. It made me curious. So much so that I pulled a Yui and went snooping. And guess what I found? office space that says, unless your wife's baby blanket biz went big time, you are about to open the largest agency in town. I want partnership, corner office, and $1 million guaranteed salary.
A, you wouldn't get that even if I did like you, Davies. And B, even if I were taking space, which I am not, you fucked me last year. Do you really think we can work together?
Come on, Ari. We're all animals. We just go wherever there's the most food.
From Entourage, a show I didn't watch because I'm not a douche asshole. But
hey man, you go eat a Wahlburger and then you go watch Entourage.
Jamie Piven is in that show. Apparently, he's the biggest asshole in show business.
Supposedly, yes. And which sucks because he was good in, remember, PCU?
Yeah. Do you remember Larry Sanders Show or even the Goods? The Goods Sell Hard?
Oh,
yeah.
The Goods.
Yeah.
DJ Request. Don't let them get you down. Anyway, and then also Danny DeLeedy.
Or I think Danny Deet. Is it DeLeedy?
It's DeLeedy.
Okay.
I just listened to him.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to ask you both to step out of the vehicle, please.
Not make this more complicated.
Step out of the car, please. I'm gonna ask you a few questions, then we're gonna take a look inside the car.
If you want to search this vehicle, you're gonna have to get a warrant.
You a lawyer?
No.
Well, we have your license plate information, so you two just be extra careful.
That's her in Ozark.
Ozarks, yeah. Why do you think I chose it? Because she is a cop. She plays a cop in almost everything. There's like 6 different shows and movies that we have watched, that literally she is a background cop in. And I just started laughing. It was getting so unreal. Like literally the real video that I watched of hers was literally just her playing a cop in all these different movies that we've seen. But that is the cast of VHS, or some of the cast of VHS 85. That's the first movie we're going to talk about tonight. The second movie we're going to talk about is, of course, the one that's been at the number one at the box office for the last 2 weekends running. The one, the only, Saw. Now, Saw is
not that
one of the...
Not that one. That's the first one.
I mean, Saw.
No, that's the second one. We did the...
Saw.
No, not that one either.
Saw.
No, we saw.
No, Saw.
Not that one. Not that one.
The Saw.
No.
Is it that Saw?
No, not that one.
Is it this Saw?
No.
Is it that Saw?
No.
Oh, okay. It's this Saw. Saw 10 or Saw X, as you want to call it.
I don't know. It's the 10th one, right? It's the 10th one.
It's the 10th one.
Okay.
Yes, I just showed you all the posters. You want all the posters? Here we go. I put them right in front of you. So you can see them all. There you go. There's all this posters. Right. You know, that's all 10 of them, bro.
Okay.
All right. But anyway, yes, it's Saw 10, featuring bringing back one of the legend himself, the man, the reason we all watched Saw in the first place, Mr. Tobin Bell.
I had literally driven myself to suicide, and I had failed. My body had not been strong enough to repel cancer cells. Yet I had lived through a plunge off a cliff. But to my amazement, I was alive. And I was determined to spend the rest of my days testing the fabric of human nature. Do you understand, Eric?
You got a chance to do something good right now, John. Just tell me where my son is. I'll help you.
I don't need your help, and I can tell you still don't understand. Those who don't appreciate life do not deserve life.
Yeah, it's him as Jigsaw. And John Kramer himself.
Oh, God. I mean, I could have picked so many different clips, but if we're going to talk Saw 10, we got to pick, the first time we actually hear him have a good conversation, which that was from Saw 2, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
He's talking to Donnie Wahlberg, one of the owners of Wahlberg Burgers, just saying, go get one.
The Wahlburgers are okay. They're okay burgers.
They're pretty decent. I'm not going to lie. It was a good burger.
It's all right, yeah.
I'm not going to say it was the best burger I ever had in my entire existence on the planet Earth.
What's your favorite burger you ever had? We'll get to that later. Who else in this movie?
Shawnee Smith.
Yeah, the name of the town I live in. Shawnee.
So when's your test, detective?
I don't need one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Because I didn't take my life for granted.
You're still dragging your knuckles on the ground. What do you know about life? Get used to me. Because I'm not going anywhere.
You sure about that?
Yeah. Just so you guys know, Saw X is a prequel. Takes place between Saw and Saw 2.
Yeah, it's not one of the facts I have later, but that's okay for ruining that. Anyway,
Everyone knows that. It's from the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I know. But and Shawnee Smith, if you don't know, is pretty much like a legend in horror movies. I mean, she's been everything. She was in the video game Lollipop Chainsaw. She was in The Stand. She was in The Grudge. She was in I'm trying to think of all of them off the top.
They found her. She found her place in the
Carnival of Souls. Gosh dang it! There's so many more. The Shining TV miniseries. She did a lot of Stephen King, X-Files, The Stand. Man, so many different things. But anyway, and also in this film, the wonderful Saw X, Stephen Brand. Everybody,
You know what I see? Fear. You have lost your power. Thrown it all away.
What magic is this?
My magic. I see your fate, Hollow King. And its time has come.
You wish to test magic against steel?
So that's from the Scorpion King. It was some of the worst CGI I've ever seen.
and the first ever standalone Rock movie, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, where he was the main character.
Yeah,
that's why I picked it.
Okay.
Because The Rock is always
So
around.
when I saw this, I saw Stephen Brand. I'm like, is that Carl Urban? It's not. It's not Billy Butcher.
But Saw 10 is the second movie we'll be talking about tonight. Also, all right, Chris, tell everybody where they can find us.
You can find us online, moviesdon'tsuck.net. We're at w2mnet.com. That's a W2 is number 2 and M is moviesnet.com. You'll find us there along with a bunch of other really cool podcasts. We're also on Facebook at facebook.com/moviesdon'tsuck. We're on X at MTS Podcast. We're on Instagram at MTS Podcast. We're on Patreon. You go to patreon.com/moviesdon'tsuck. You'll find us there. Throw us $1 or $2. You'll get a value meal. Also, we're on Bonfire. Go to bonfire.com. Search Movies Don't Suck and Some That Do, and you'll find us there. We're on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. If you're watching the Facebook, like that page. And if you're watching on Twitch, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're just listening to us on your listening device on a podcast app, go ahead and subscribe. So whenever I upload the podcast, it'll be ready for you whenever you upload it. And wherever you find podcasts, you find Movies That Don't Suck and Some That Do. Neil, what do we do for small businesses?
For small businesses, we will advertise you. You just got to tell us who you are, and we'll be more than happy to put your information right here to our thousands of followers, our millions of listeners. And today, because it is one of those wonderful days of the Halloween season, like I said, I'm going to be advertising another haunted house every day every episode this month. This time, it is the one that's close to home for good old Chris. It is the one, the only, The Edge of Hell, The Beast, and Macabre Cinema. Now, I'm telling you 3 of them, and you're thinking, you said one, but you just told me 3 different ones. Well, it's because they're on the same block.
Yeah, in
they're
the
all
West Bottoms.
in the West Bottoms of Kansas City. You can find them. The address is 1300 West 12th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. But you can it's a whole area called the West Bottoms. It's 3 of the best haunted houses in the entire United States of America. In fact, from their website, The 49th Halloween season tradition of visiting the edge of hell is underway in 2023. Visitors go through the depths of hell in this multi-story haunted house. The haunt features phobias, a 5-story fright from heaven to hell, plus the world's record longest living snake, Ratman, vampires, and the devil on hand in your path by purgatory, hounds of hell, and a stone cold crypts, a truly sensory expensive that brings on the heat. And I got a couple of pictures that I found from around the web of people that actually work at the haunted house. Here's a couple here. There's one there, the devil looking. Ooh, that it blurred out really bad when I got it up. But then there's the street with a good old clown just walking up and down it. The beast, the hound of edge of hell. There's the world's largest snake.
Is it that's a real snake?
That is a real snake. In fact, I think I have where it sits in. No, I don't. Okay. I thought I had where it sits in, but it sits in like right in the front. It's in a. They have fire throwers. They got dancing. There's like literally a group of people that like over the loudspeakers. All of a sudden, you'll hear Thriller, and Thriller will start, and all of a sudden, a group of people coming out of the crowd that were standing right next to you start dancing Thriller like like the good old days of. What was that called that they did flash mobs, like flash mobs back in the day?
When I worked at Six Flags over Texas, I went through Fright Fest, right? And that happened with the Thriller. Every hour, the dancers would just show up out of nowhere and do the throw dance, which was pretty cool. But, yeah. Yes.
So, yeah, The Beast, The Edge of Hell, and the Macabre Cinema. Literally, you can look them up at KC Beast Edge. It's www.facebook.com/KC Beast Edge, or you can go to their page, edgeofhell.com. Just to give you a quick review, like Chris likes to give a good review. Someone wrote this just last week. We were visiting from out of state and wanted to try a haunted house while we were in town and happened to hit this one on opening night. We were positively surprised. The atmosphere is awesome, and I feel like the $35 was worth the 45 minutes in the haunted house.
Yeah.
Literally, it's a great time. One of them has a big slide that you can go down. I think I have a picture of it somewhere. There it is. A big slide that you go down at the end after you go through it. Then another one has like a haunted forest that you're in for half time. So literally, if you get a chance, go to edgeofhell.com. When you're in Kansas City, make sure to stop by. It is one of the best horror houses of all times. Is it horror houses? Haunted house. Let's go haunted house. Let's go haunted house. I think horror house is a completely different kind of place.
Different place, but still fun.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. I mean, you're from Texas. They had horror houses all over the place in Texas.
I'm not from Nevada, though. So I didn't visit them. But you know, I think it's time. We're 20 minutes, and I think
about time to talk about a movie. Let's talk about VHS 85. Tell them about it, Chris.
So it's directed. There are 3 directors in this: David Bruckner, Scott Derrickson, Natasha Kermani. There's got to be more. There's like 5 of them.
Here, give me a second. I'll got them all for you right here. Boom.
So David Bruckner did Total Copy. Scott Derrickson did Dream Kill. Natasha Kermani did TK No God. I'm say that. Mike P. Nelson, No Wake, and Gigi Saul Guerrero did God of Death. This stars James Ransone in the unnamed role.
Yes, please. Yes, Denver PD.
You're here for the missing kids.
Also, Freddie Rodriguez is Detective Wayne Johnson.
Have you no regard?
Jordan Belfry as Dr. Spratling.
Yeah, I'd think that too if I didn't see you dive under that car to avoid me today.
And Danny DT, what was her role in this? Oh, yeah, Danny DT is just an officer, like you said, police officer.
I'm going to have to ask you both to step out of the vehicle.
Neil, why don't you read the storyline for this?
Is there a storyline?
There might be.
Yeah. I can't even imagine what the storyline's going to be. Okay. An ominous broadcast brings viewers forgotten nightmares of the 1980s. A disaster recovering crew unlashes the wrath of an ancient god. A lake that brings the dead back to life. A performance art piece makes contact with a creature from the beyond. And all guns out undead bloodbath. And a disturbing vision of videotaped murders.
And there's one more. Like
that's a good way to explain it.
Yeah, there's one more though.
I mean, like, I was wondering how the hell they're going to explain it, and that's a good explanation.
I gotta tell you, man, this one's probably my second favorite of the VHS, or maybe my first favorite. I loved every segment.
I watched it twice.
Yeah,
I watched it twice. Well, once I watched it, and the first time I watched it, I forgot to write quotes.
Okay. Yeah.
And so therefore I went back and rewatched it so I could write all the quotes.
So there are
and then when I got to page number 8 of the quotes.
Yeah.
Did you just hear me?
Yeah.
You want me to repeat that for you?
Okay. Sorry.
When I got to page number 8 of quotes I was writing down, I was just like, I got to stop writing stuff down.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many good. Each one of these is now just like all the other VHSs, which I have right there. Boom! All the VHSs that have come out, they literally each one of them is its own beast in a way, but each one of them is still the same thing. There's these small stories on this VHS tape, and there's one overall story going on as like it was the main thing that was on the tape. And people, and if you guys don't know this, especially you younger people, what you would do is you would record stuff over the stuff that you recorded previously. So like, therefore, if say you wanted to record Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy was already on there, you would probably get little little pieces of Jeopardy at the beginning before your Wheel of Fortune episode kicked in that you pushed in.
Or you would put tape on the tabs in there, so you record over stuff they didn't want you to record over. You know, like
yeah. Like I had a videotape that was literally like, it was the third of each movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was the third Back to the Future, the third Return of the Jedi, and then the third Smokey and the Bandit, all in one tape.
Nice.
I don't know who did it. I didn't even record it. I didn't record it. Someone else recorded it, and it ended up in my ownership. But that was the move. That was a videotape I'd go to sleep to all the time as a kid.
Nice. So there were I guess 5 stories. Right, but one of them is connected to the other. Which, by the way, when those two came together, I was like, "This is amazing!" like I was that like it made the movie to me. Those two connecting segments. But really, But really, I liked all this shit. I liked it all.
Yeah, like there's 2 of them that I think really connected more than meets the eye, and that's going to be the earthquake one and the one with the technology.
Yeah.
Because I think that was the same enemy, the same bad guy.
I didn't think so.
I've watched it twice.
All right, man. You say
so. So I was kind of looking out for things.
Okay.
And the second time. And I think that entity got rewoken up or whatever. But there are some segments in this one. I don't know what segment it was called, but the one that has to do with the 7 was great.
Oh yeah, that's part of No Wake. It's the one connected with the lake.
And the lake one, which No Wake was great. There's one about a character named Rory that I'm not gonna go into detail about, but I like that one as well. And the fact that there was the goth kid in the investigation room. Man, I love that kid.
Dream Kill.
Yeah, Dream Kill. That one was just ridiculous.
You've been friends with that kid growing up, right?
I was that kid growing up. What are you talking about? the goth kid that was just randomly there. Was just
I love that. I love that one too. That was awesome. I really love that. I loved all the segments in this one. But some I liked more than others. But this was a very, very, very solid very solid entry in the VHS 85. Like they could do one each year for every year, and I'd be happy as long as we get like basically Tales from the Crypt again. You know,
I mean, they only done 94, 99, and 85 are the only ones that they have, I think, as actual years.
Yeah, so they can do like other ones, but
they still got all the 80s. They can go back to the 80s and do all the years of the 80s. They got all the way up to what, like 99.
They could do probably 2001, you know, or VHS 2004, you know.
No, I don't think so, because about that time it kind of went to digital.
Okay, all right.
So, but still, they still have a good, or they could just do VHS and name it something.
Yeah, instead of just doing the year, because it's a very fun movie.
And here is the big fact I was trying to tell you: Scott Derrickson's segment is actually in the universe of the Black Phone.
Yeah, the one that Dream Kill segment, which is crazy.
Yes. It's insane. So this is one of those fun finds. Definitely, if you have Shudder, go watch this.
And if you're a horror fan, you should have Shudder.
Yeah, you should have Shudder, definitely. And again, they do not pay us to say this.
Yeah.
They should pay us by this point to say have the compliments we do give them. But this is one of those movies that it's fun Halloween fun.
And we really don't want to give anything away because each film is short. We don't want to talk too much about them, but they're all great.
I mean, this is the longest in the series. This whole entire film is 2 hours long.
Yeah, and it's great though. All of it's great.
But it is a really good video. It's a really good collection of video, and you got to watch it because there's things that, like, little parts of it, like a commercial from the 1980s will pop in for half a second.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there's then they'll be at the lake. And then they'll be at the investigation room. Then they'll be in a room in the living room in the 80s, hanging out, talking about stuff. And it just gets to the point where you're just like, man, what's gonna happen next? And that's great. If you want to be surprised, this is one of those movies that is gonna surprise you.
It's great. I was all about this. So Neil, you got 8 pages of notes. I think you should go through maybe 4 of them.
All right, we're gonna go for 17 of them then.
All right, cool.
At first glance, Rory was American as a Happy Meal. We're building a tent. Oh, yeah, right now. Yeah, remember the guy doing the Macho Man? I remember the guy doing the Macho Man.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah. When he did that, I was like, I'm writing that down for sure. I think I'm going to go. Now, give me the gun. If I were a zombie, we would be dead, and I would feel, and I feel more alive than ever right now. The team gave him a renderless schedule. Rory went to school at the day and got tested at night. The camera loves me, Lasto. It has nothing to do with you. Smile on the TV like a queen with the confidence of a bitch. It's just like you there.
That's just like me.
Just like you. Motherfucker, drop the camera already. Our God has risen from the underground. Our God will be sustained. Our God will feed and collect. The team was inspired by the lack of progress. We care about us, but existence itself doesn't. We treat other intelligent life forms horrible. Why wouldn't we expect the same if they get the upper hand? I can see your screen. That's creepy. Oh, dude, why are you watching porn while we're on the freaking podcast? That's just so weird.
You can see this reflection.
Who here believes in God? No, I'm really asking. Your God is dead, and you're not even surprised. We killed God and replaced him with technology. I call this thing here my iPhones. You did this. You killed gods we worshipped for a millennial and replaced them with Technogloves and iPhones. This is my cousin James Bean. He's a complete loser, as always. Some families celebrate confirmations, baptisms, bar mitzvahs, quinceañeras, but the Wrigleys, we do something a little different, don't we? To the seven. To the seven. To the seven. You fight. No, I'm scanning which ones I don't want to. I don't want to say. We got the tape. We got the tape 3 days ago. So nothing that doesn't involve him being a time traveler is my theory. He has the dreams. Some are prophetic. You're not going to kill me. I know how it ends. I just dreamt it, and that's it. That's all of them.
All right, guys. Neil, I'm gonna give this one probably a 4. It's a great entry in the VHS series. Probably my second favorite. That's the first one.
I'll go about 4. Yeah, I'll go 4 with you. I don't know. Yeah, I'll go 4. I'll go 4 even. I think this is definitely one of those good movies that everybody needs to know.
Neil, I'm on RottenTomatoes.com. What is the audience score for VHS 85?
Audience score is going to be 72%.
You're really close, 71.
Damn it.
All right.
I can't hit it on the button anymore.
What is the critic score on RottenTomatoes.com for VHS 85?
It's going to be 76%.
70%.
Damn it. What was the consensus?
There's no consensus on this one for some reason, but there are some reviews I'll read. This is a bad review and a good review. So this is from Rebecca Johnson of Film Focus Online. She says, despite the stories being short, they are quite slow and the horror is minimal. It's hard not to feel underwhelmed by the end of each chapter as the horror takes too long to begin, then doesn't stick around for long enough. Whatever. And this is from Sarah Michelle Fetters of MovieFreak.com. She says, VHS 85 is an absolute blast of gore, laughs, frights, and mayhem. So, I liked it more than it looks like most people. So, I don't know why, but it's a good. It's a great entry in the VHS series, and I was pleasantly surprised now how much I enjoyed it. All right, Neil. You got stuff pulled up for news? I think it's news.
I'm trying, man, but you just keep talking. No, I'm just kidding. This is the movies that don't suck and some new. Let me redo that. I got like a.
Okay, yeah, let's just swallow.
Let's do it. This is the movies that don't suck and some that do news. I'm going to read stuff to Chris because he's blind in both eyes because he threw bleach in his eyes when he was young to not see another picture.
All right, Neil, I'm ready for the news to throw at me.
All right. Ridley Scott reveals that Napoleon's director's cut is over 4.5 hours long.
Man, I don't know. Will we watch that 4.5 hour long?
The theatrical release screened by the partnership with Sony, followed by the director's cut for streaming distribution. The original movie is only 2 hours and 37 minutes, so it's not as long as Killer on the Flower Moons, which is 442 hours
We'll be
long.
seeing that in theaters, too. It goes out next week, the week after?
Maybe.
I'll be seeing theaters, at least. I'll be seeing theaters.
No, I won't. We're not seeing it until the end of October anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm supposed to be seeing it, though.
Horror movie.
Yeah, I know. We will talk about it a little bit later after.
Michael Mann has confirmed Heat 2 is on, like the break of dawn. He had to wait till it was all done with the strike before he could make any confirms. Michael Mann confirms that after the success of his newest movie, Ferrari, he will be making Heat 2. His next project, a long-awaited sequel to his classic thriller, Mann plans to develop in the formative years of Vincent Hanna, played by Al Pacino, originally portrayed by Robert De Niro in Heat.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to explore the events that shaped these characters before the events of the first film.
How are they gonna do that? Because they're like all like fucking old as shit now.
Well, Adam Driver's playing one of them.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, they're not gonna. It's not gonna be.
Samuel Al Pacino de-aged.
All right, everybody. Here it is, straight from the mouth of the man himself. Nobody, not one, is returning for James Gunn's DCU. Anybody that was in Zack Snyder's Justice League and any of those movies whatsoever, they are not going to be the Justice League. None of them are going to be replaying.
So Jason Momoa is not going to be a part of that Justice League.
Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will mark the end of the DCEU, paving the way for James Gunn and Peterson to explore their own direction in the world of DC Comics. While Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck have confirmed their departure, Gal Gadot, Ezra Miller, and Jason Momoa's future in the franchise were uncertain until now. According to the report from Variety, the trio may return for James Gunn future projects, but not in their previous roles.
How does it make you feel?
So no more. They're done.
Are you upset?
No.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
I mean, you're creating your own universe. Yeah, wipe it clean. You already got rid of the two best people who were in the series. Might as well just wipe it all clean.
Okay, so you said they got rid of Ben Affleck.
Right?
Yeah, you got rid of Ben Affleck, who's your favorite Batman. They got rid of Jason Momoa, who you like a lot. Yeah, sorry, man.
Well, Henry.
Oh yeah, Henry.
You've got Henry.
Yeah. Okay.
And Jason Momoa doesn't look like Aquaman, but he was a good Aquaman. Let's just throw that out there.
And
now you're gonna get blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aquaman.
I mean, but his brother in that, Patrick Wilson's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aquaman's brother. But yeah, that's coming out. I think,
Ocean Master.
Yeah, I think it's coming out next month, right? The next Aquaman.
Yes. Okay, let's talk about Aquaman for a second, since you're so into talking about Aquaman.
Not really.
Jason Momoa allegedly arrived drunk on the set, dressed like Johnny Depp.
Is that a stab at Johnny Depp? Is he making fun of Johnny Depp by doing that?
Documents released from the Depp-Heard defamation trial reveals a hostile atmosphere on the Aquaman sequel set, with Heard feeling unsupported by her director, James Wan. Although these are allegations, reps for Momoa and Wan have yet to respond, while DC and Insider have defended that the professionalism and positive work, and it was a positive work environment.
Man, it's kind of, I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel bad for everyone involved in that sort of defamation trial. But there goes fucking Jason Momoa throwing shade, basically.
Hey man, it's the world we live in. It's the world we live in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
John Cena revealed this past week why he was doing an interview after Fastlane this past Saturday, which was WWE's pay-per-view where him and LA Knight wrestled together. John Cena reflects on his past criticisms and acknowledges his mistakes in his approach towards The Rock, showing humility and saying, hey man, publicly and personally to Dwayne Johnson, I've stated that although I thought I was trying to do what's best for business, I went about it the wrong way. I violated his trust, and I made allegations about his perspective that I knew nothing about. And deep down, I was a fan. I wanted The Rock back. I wanted him to do everything to get The Rock back. But I did it the wrong way. So I didn't do it the respectful way. So I had to eat a lot of crow for that. So what is he talking about, guys? He's talking about that now John Cena is a part-time wrestler and a part-time actor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what The Rock did at first, was he was just part-time. He'd only be around a little bit. And John Cena then says, hey, man, if I'm filming a movie, I can't be a wrestler because if I get injured, everybody's out of a job.
Yeah.
It's not just me. It's everybody that's in the movie is out of a job. And now he gets the perspective The Rock had back in the day.
Yeah, I get it.
Hello?
I'm here.
Whoa. Okay, that was weird.
What's going on?
All my screens just went blank. It was
back?
weird. Don't worry, I fixed it. Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
The 48th anniversary of the greatest musical of all time will be hitting this Halloween.
Oh, Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Yes, you knew it when I said the greatest ever. Now, there are different cities that are going to be toured, and what's going to happen is you can either meet Barry Boswick, who played Brad, the word I can't call him now because that's illegal, but Brad, it rhymes with Brad.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And then Patricia Quinn, who played Magenta, will be on the other part of the list. So look for neighboring cities. I know Lincoln Theater in Washington, D.C. I know they're doing it in Kansas City. I know they're doing it in Dallas, Texas. But literally just look up Warren Theater in Ohio. Like literally just look up your area to see where the 40th anniversary, and you can go meet one of the celebrities from Rocky Horror Picture Show and do the time warp with them.
So one of the things that I did when I first dated Leah is we went to a live event, a screening at the Legendary Inwood Theater in Dallas for Rocky Horror Picture Show, and there's a picture of me with a red V on my forehead. That one of the guys in line said, "Oh, you're a virgin for this," so he took lipstick or a V on my forehead. There's a picture of me with that.
Yeah,
yeah. So
we all knew that. We all knew you're a virgin when you got married.
No, I wasn't, but you know.
You're virgin, bro. Just get over it. It's okay. You can be a virgin.
I'm not 40 yet. So,
hey, this past weekend, if you missed it, Will Ferrell was spotted DJing a college frat party. You can go see the video on TikTok. Will Ferrell surprises fans by DJing a frat party at his alma mater, the University of Southern California, or USC, showcasing his talents behind acting. Ferrell's legendary status reinforced as he plays a song that samples his own dialogues from the film Blades of Glory, a tribute he was flattered by. Will Ferrell's DJing is sure conjured upon old memories of Frank the Tank from
old school.
All right. I think I have all the ones I want to talk about. Ridley Scott teases Denzel Washington's rich guy with a grudge will be part of the wonderful movie Gladiator 2.
Okay. Cool.
That's how his character is going to be portrayed.
The rich guy with a grudge. All right. I'm into that.
Now, Denzel Washington collaborated again with director Ridley Scott in Gladiator 2, showcasing his exceptional talent in Hollywood and his track record of award-winning performances. Scott reveals that Washington's character in Gladiator 2 is a rich man with a shimmying grudge against his oppressors, promising a compelling narrative that explores his backstory. And
yeah,
I'm down.
Yeah,
right.
Denzel's
anytime, let's just be honest. Anytime Denzel Washington's is anything, man, we're gonna.
Yeah, we're there.
Like, when was the last time you didn't see a Denzel Washington movie?
I can't remember. He's just so good in everything.
I mean, like every movie. People who don't like the new Exorcist are going and bombarding the original Exorcist on Rotten Tomatoes.
Are they saying they just don't like the Exorcist altogether, or because I mean, you and I will get our thoughts on the new one next week, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It says that Rotten Tomatoes approval rating for The Exorcist has dropped from 84% down to 74% due to the additional 70 new reviews, including previously unavailable ones.
Man, I like
hey, guys, don't go dog on Exorcist just because you don't like something.
Yeah, the first one, fantastic. It's a fantastic movie. It's one of the best horror films ever made.
One of the best. So just chill out, guys. Chill out. Hey, guys, Five Nights at Freddy's has already recouped its production's cost.
Oh, for
prior to even one person seeing it in a theater yet.
Wow. Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Blumhouse Productions' adaptation of Five Nights at Freddy already has the production costs covered thanks to the film's distribution rights, citing the movie's potential success. Blumhouse has invested only $20 million into the project, with a substantial portion going to Jim Henson Studios for the animatronics. They've already got it back. They already got their $20 million back.
I watched. Actually, I downloaded Five Nights at Freddy's for the PS5, so hopefully I can get to that.
My buddy Jason said Neil should do a Forrest Gump style T-shirt logo with the beard. I'm gonna look it up. I'll figure out how to do that later.
Who's Mike
Rebel Moon
Latours?
producer.
Who's Mike Latours?
I have no idea. But I mean, you can actually. Do you want to say that one more time and try to figure out?
I know
what
it's
that name
Mike
actually-
Latours. I know exactly. Might as well be.
Okay.
He should have Mike Oxbig. Well, it's for Mike Oxbig, but he didn't do that. But yeah, I know who that. I don't know who that is. But
all right. Let's continue on. Right. Thank you. As soon as you read the name, you didn't just continue. I just don't understand how you.
Well, I understand it was Mike Latours, but I was just fucking around. Yeah, I'm not that.
Yeah,
dense.
I know you don't know anything about the clitoris. It's okay.
Rebel
Rebel Moon producer reveals R-rated extended cut runtime and new details. Producer Deborah Snyder reveals that Zack Snyder's upcoming film Rebel Moon will have an extended director's cut that is intentionally planned and not an afterthought, offering a more intense and violent portrayal of the story. There'll be an added 45 minutes to an hour longer to the original film.
Okay. Cool.
I know you want it.
Of course I want it.
You want it hard. I know you do.
It sounds like.
Tell me how much you want it. How much you want it.
I don't know what's going on. So
tell me that you like it.
I want it.
Okay, there we go. I'm using that later for a weird audio cut. Anyway, filmmaker Guillermo del Toro, Frankenstein will start shooting in February. Christopher Waltz has just joined the project. Now that makes it so that's Andrew Garfield, Oscar Isaac, Christopher Waltz, and Mia Goth are all shooting Del Toro's Frankenstein.
I hear Mia Goth and I'm like, yeah, okay, fuck yeah.
You love Mia Goth now. Dude. Ever since X and Pearl, you've been all about it. I can't wait for Maxine.
Oh, dude. I can't wait for
Arnold Schwarzenegger wants to pump you up on the big screen and would love Conan O'Brien to make his Hans and Franz movie. You know, Arnold Schwarzenegger loved the script for the unmade Hans and Franz movie and hopes it gets produced. The movie would have featured Schwarzenegger as a key component and included ridiculous and humorous scenes. Makes sense. Kevin Nealon, Dana Carvey, Conan O'Brien, and Robert Smigel were all working together to develop the sketch into a full-length film. I mean, I don't know how they do it now. They're all old, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they can do it, right? Somehow.
I don't know, man. Can you do it?
I can do it hard and fast.
I mean, I heard fast. Yeah. I heard fast.
By the way, the guy Mike on here, he's talking about the show Echo, but I don't know what that is. It's coming on Disney Plus though.
No, I don't know what that is. Is that about is that like a superhero guy?
Is it? Wait, is it? Are you joking? I don't know who Echo is, honestly.
Yep. All right. And Fantastic Four director teases start of filming, says movie is unlike anything Marvel has ever done. Director Matt Shakeham has confirmed that the Fantastic Four movie is coming together and will be filming in the UK in spring of 2024. The casting announcement for the roles of Reed Richards, Sue Storm, John Storm, and Ben Grimm is expected to be made the moment the actors' strike is over.
I know they're talking right now. I know they went for talks today. I don't know if they get a deal yet, though. I don't know how close they are.
Are you ready for this one? This one makes me happy. You ready? This news story is all because I put it down. You ready?
Yeah.
They Live producer drops big hint about a possible future project based off of They Live. Producer Sandy King hints at a potential new project related to They Live, suggesting it's an ongoing relevance in today's world. John Carpenter and Sandy King's new venture, Suburban Screams, aims to shed light on the victims of true crime stories. But after that, they're thinking about going on to seeing what the world was like during They Live.
They live, they laugh, they love. That'll be the next two ones that they laugh and they love.
They laugh, they love. They should do. Oh my God, that is perfect. Live, laugh, love, and all that stuff. Oh, dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. David Gordon Green and Danny McBride are developing an animated series of one of the most famous trading cards of all time.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
No, more famous than that.
Pokemon.
More famous than that.
Trading cards. Fuck it. What's more famous than that? Oh, Magic the Gathering.
Way more famous than that.
What is it, dude?
The Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh,
movie,
that's like from the 80s, right?
Yeah, but it's been still going on since the 80s. Okay. You can still go buy them today.
Okay.
Like in the packet, bro.
Yeah.
First announced back in 2021 when it was said it would be a family-friendly show for the Max streaming service. As it turns out, it's not going to be so family-friendly anymore.
Yeah, of course not. We're Garbage Pail Kids. I don't think they're ever family-friendly. They all had some sort of subversive edge to them, right? The Garbage Pail Kids? Okay.
Kevin Costner's film Horizon Part 1 and Part 2, or Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, I should say, will be released 2 months apart.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So Chapter 1, Horizon and American Saga Chapter 1 will be arrive in theaters June 28th, with the second one coming out August 16th. The third film is currently undated and expected production after the strike is resolved, and the fourth film will as well.
That's crazy. Like 2 months apart. I mean, there's some people that go twice a year. You know what I mean? But yeah, you and I will be.
And it's going to be for Kevin Costner.
Okay, well, KC, Kevin Costner.
The Boogeyman director of Stephen King's The Boogeyman, which is available on Hulu, and be the movie we watch for next week's podcast, is the director wants a stab at a different Stephen King movie that's already been released. Actually, it was a mini-series, The Langoliers.
Hey, I remember The Langoliers. Yeah.
I used to have it on the double VHS.
Oh yeah, you did. That's really cool though. I'm looking forward to it.
As of, let me see. Let me make sure the date. I don't want to. What?
Did you Tommyknockers?
Oh yeah, Tommyknockers. I've watched everything that had the name Stephen King on it, bro. Like literally, I don't think if there's a movie that was invented that Stephen King was in and I didn't see it, I don't know how that could even be possible.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
You know the high here will be on Saturday, 58. Wow.
Okay, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, bro.
Sorry.
The writer's strike is officially over. They have signed the documents. The 2023 WGA lasted 148 days, has finally ended with a ratified deal 2 days ago. Writers fought for fair pay, regulations of AI, better streaming residuals, and transparency in streaming numbers.
I'm glad they did that. Honestly, I think that's really important. Now we'll see the actors back to work too, right?
Hey, do you want to know who is playing Jimmy Olsen, Perry White, Clark Kent's parents, and Lois Lane?
What we will tell me, or they say this and announce after the strike?
As soon as the strike's over, you will know who all those people are. Chris Hemsworth, at this point, I hate to tell you guys this, no longer will be playing Hulk Hogan in the Hulk Hogan biopic. In fact, it's not Chris Hemsworth's fault. Netflix missed the date to film the movie, to start the production of the film, and the rights have gone back to Todd Phillips and Hulk Hogan.
Todd Phillips being the director of The Hangover?
Todd Phillips, the writer and director of The Joker?
And The Hangover.
Yeah, that's the guy who's writing.
Okay.
That wrote.
Okay. All right.
The Hulk Hogan movie. So they have the rights. And last but not least, Chris, what's the biggest movie this weekend? Coming out this weekend at the movie theater.
It's Taylor Swift's Eras, of course. As I was looking at movies.
Taylor Swift has already pre-sold $150 million.
Can you fucking believe it? It's gonna be the biggest movie of the year. One of the biggest.
For a concert, you get to sit in a theater to watch.
Yeah. On the other podcast that you recognize, we talked about Taylor Swift's record Evermore. It's all right, but I can't imagine. I looked at the AMC app the other day.
Well, I mean, Taylor Swift's like what, 34 now, 35, something like that.
33.
33. All right. So these people have been following her since she was 14.
I can't imagine what that does to a person. By the way, like
I mean, I followed Marilyn Manson my entire life. You followed Bob Dylan your entire life.
No, not until I was like 20.
Oh, well, see, but that's still like 35 years.
I'm 20. I was like maybe 17 years. But yeah, I can't imagine as a young person being 14 and then being followed everywhere for the rest of your life. It's crazy. But
yeah, there's no way I could not do that.
Yeah.
But Chris, finally, after all the big things and problems we had, that's the news. Let's move on to the whole last movie. That was the Movies Don't Suck in Some of Them News. I read Chris a bunch of stuff. He didn't get mad at me, so therefore I'll do it again next week.
All right, we're talking
There is one news story. There is one news story I totally forgot to read.
Okay.
And it involves what we're about to talk about.
Okay.
Saw 10 beat Spiral's record in 10 days.
Of course it did. Of course it
beat
did.
Its entire box office, Spiral's entire box office in 10 days. Now, let's talk about Saw 10.
Saw 10, directed by Kevin Gert. He directed Saw X and also Saw 3D and Saw 6. And this is directed the new one. This is written by Pete Goldfinger and Josh Stolberg. This stars the inimitable Tobin as John Kramer / Jigsaw.
I had literally driven myself to suicide.
Also, Shawnee Smith as Amanda Young.
So when's your test, detective?
Also, Stephen Brand as Parker Sears.
You know what I see? Fear.
It also stars Sinove Makandilin as Cecilia Peterson, Renata Vaca as Gabrietta, Joshua Akamoto as Diego, Octavio Hinojosa as Mateo, Paulette Hernandez as Valentina, and Costas Mandalore as Hoffman. Neil, why don't you go ahead and read the storyline for Saw 10?
John Kramer is back. The most chilling installment of the Saw franchise yet explores the untold chapter of Jigsaw's most personal game. Set between the events of Saw 1 and 2, a sick and desperate John travels to Mexico for a risky and experimental medical procedure in hopes of a miracle cure for his cancer, only to discover the entire operation is a scam to defraud him, the most vulnerable. Armed with a newfound purpose, John returns to his work, turning the tables on the con artists in his signature Vasquez way through a series of ingenious and terrifying traps.
This is probably my second favorite Saw movie.
It is a really good Saw. So you didn't... Wait a minute. Let's talk about this. So out of all these Saws... If this is your second favorite, what's your first favorite?
Saw.
Really?
Yeah, it's just the genius that started all of these, right? Like the first one's really good, and I kind of have to give it up for the first one. You know,
I think this would be my third favorite because I like 2. I'm a really big fan of 2. When you actually get to...
What's your second favorite?
Number 2 is with Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah, I know what 2 is, but what's your second favorite Saw movie?
2.
What's your first favorite Saw movie?
1, 2, and 10.
Okay,
I'll go 1, 2, 10.
Okay,
I like 1 and 2 together because I feel like it tells a single story. Like they knew what they were talking about and what they were doing in that movie. But man, this is a good one.
Yeah,
I mean, I know I heard the director or the original writer of the Saw movies be like, man, the worst thing we ever did was give him cancer and kill him.
But that was the whole point of having Tobin. That was just like, that was Jiggy's thing, you know what I mean? But this is, if you guys like the Saw movies, they'll find the gruesome deaths are here. You know, like that's why we watch them, to see crazy shit like this and some real funky shit. But you know, you think about Jigsaw, and this is sort of you get up close and personal with them in this one, right?
Right. You learn more about him. You learn more about his mission in life. And the thing is, it is just a good story about Jigsaw himself and how he actually, I feel like it finally gave you, what's the best way to say this? It finally gave you his, not his inspiration, but that like how his empathy works and how his mind works more.
Yeah.
Because in this one, he made it very clear that I don't kill anybody.
Yeah.
I don't kill anybody.
Yeah.
I'm not a murderer.
Yeah. Which essentially is true in this aspect, but it's a good movie. It's also twisted in the way that you want to be twisted. You know, like it can be scary, but I really like the time we spent with John Kramer. Honestly, like Tobin Bell's great, and I really love to focus on him in this movie. You know?
Yeah, and to be honest, it was just really cool. And then Shawnee
Smith.
Shawnee Smith, when she shows up, is amazing. I don't know how they made, a 52-year-old woman look like she did when she was.
I know. I was looking at that too. I was like, they just said, should we de-age her? Nah, let's just not do that. And I was like,
let's not do that.
Yeah. So that was a little strange to me, but I like Shawnee Smith. She's the actress, and so is really everyone in this movie, honestly.
Yeah, and another thing about this movie is it does give you that sensation of like Saw 1, Saw 2, where you think you know what's going on. You think you know what's going on, but then it gets to the end, and there's that twist,
and you're
just like,
and you're gonna squirm. You're gonna squirm while watching this.
You're like, oh,
yeah. You'd be like, you're gonna, yeah. You're gonna squirm during the parts that you're supposed to squirm at. Like, this is very effective in that aspect of it.
I'm just gonna say, because the poster kind of ruins it, so I'm just gonna put it right out though. Those are vacuums.
Yeah, I thought they were.
Those are vacuums on the eyeballs.
No, I thought they were. Like light bulbs. So the long light bulbs, the halogen bulb.
Ooh, yeah, tube light bulbs.
Yeah.
I totally understand.
I thought they were the vacuum.
I totally understand that. Yeah. I mean, it was a beautifully done movie. It was Saw 2. It's done. Tobin Bell. I'm glad that he gets to have these good movies. I mean, how old is he now? Like 70 something.
Yeah, Tobin Bell's not young. You know, he has small
He's
part.
not young.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's that?
He
was born 1942.
God damn! Hold on, I got a calculator right here. So keep going.
Really? Why do I need a calculator? You just add 8 to 42, which is 50. That makes him That makes him at 58. So then you add 23 to 58. It's
81.
Good job. Way to go. Way to go. Today, people, we taught Chris how to do math.
Yeah. But Tobin Bell, he's 81 years old, but he is still kind of spry, honestly. If after doing this movie may also it has surprisingly the first movie I think with real heart in it. I think like.
You know what? This movie does have a lot of heart. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is one of the biggest heart Saw movies that I think we've that's been out there. And to be honest, on top of that, this is the longest running Saw movie. It's almost 2 hours long.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, how are they gonna fill it up? And they fill it up nicely. It's like a 2-parter. Like I like that part of it. I like the way this thing is run. I like the surprises it gives you. I like the whole thing. I was a big fan of Saw X. I didn't think I'd like it, but I was a big fan of it.
I was a big fan of Tobin Bell's character, what he went through, is showing everything he was going through the cancer, and that he got hope because somebody was selling him, lack of a better term, snake oil.
Yep.
Where if you don't know what snake oil is, it's someone's false hope would be the best way to say it. False hope. Mm-hmm. And right when he got to the point where he's like, man, I just love it because, be honest, this is the first time, and this was actually stated as one of my facts. This is the first time we ever seen John Kramer as the protagonist.
Yeah, you sort of root for Gigi in this one.
I mean, I was. I know there's this group of people that sat right next to me in the movie theater. They sat, there's all these empty rows that people pick. And of course, they sit 3 seats down for me. And I think they're going to question about ever sitting on sitting next to anybody else at a horror movie ever again. Because my reaction to horror, folks,
It's new laughs.
I laugh hysterically, like Joker laugh. I'm like, like that. And it scares people. And this totally scared the hell out of them. So it was hilarious.
But yeah, guys, if you like the Saw movies, this is a different one, but it's really good. It's a really good Saw film, and I haven't seen a Saw film in a long time that I really liked. And this one, I was happy walking out of it. There's a mid-credit scene, so hang out for the credits if you want to see that.
Oh yeah, I had to look that up. I was like, there's no way they're gonna mid-credit see me. Yeah, they're gonna mid-credit see me.
Yeah, I do that with every movie. Like, as the credits rolling, like, should I stick around on my phone and find out? But I should do that beforehand. So, but I really liked Saw X. And
yeah, I was a big fan. To be honest, Saw 1, Saw 2, and Saw X, like the other ones, they kind of got weird with it, or they kind of got like, because they had to figure out
a little convoluted with the other ones, I feel like.
Yeah. Some of them kind of like they're trying to figure it out because they had to figure out how to do it.
How to top the
now
first,
that
yeah. And this
now
one,
that he was dead because he had cancer and stuff like that, and so it was them trying to figure out how to do that for most of the movies. And by any means, this one, they didn't have to do that. They're like, hey, this is in between Saw 1, Saw 2. Boom. Good. Guess what? Give me one more.
Yeah.
Give me one more.
Just
Give
one
me
more.
Saw 11.
Yeah.
Do another one with just Tobin Bell being Jigsaw, and like he got in a bad accident, or he got in a, this happened because of this. And I'm down for it. And to be honest, I don't care if they go in order. I don't care. Just do a brand new reboot the whole Saw franchise. Just do it with Tobin Bell being Jigsaw and us rooting for him, killing all the bad guys.
I'm with you on that one.
All right. Let's do some quotes and let's get this one out of here. All right. You know how I write things in the dark? Right. Your advice to me is to die easy. I want to play a game.
Good one. That's a good one. That's a good voice.
Good luck, John. I'm rooting for you. So, Mr. Kramer, what do you do for a living? Your sun is rising again. We will make sure. All right. Where are you going? To hell? Live or die. The choice is yours. Detective, I need your help. Detective, I need your help of locating people who are in need of our services. Get some rest. You're going to fucking need it. I would really like to believe you. You have a chance to prove yourself. That's a good plan, but you're really going to need to listen to the rules to pull that one off. There was no healing going on there, bitch. Everyone deserves the opportunity to redeem themselves, like you did. Begging won't help. Believe me, a lot of people have tried that one. You guys are fucking insane. We're sick, these people. Kill the false hope. New game we have. You die. Fuck you. Come on, John. Do the scary voice. I want to play a game. I promise one way or another, you will all work out the plan.
All right, now what's your score on this?
Dude, it has to be 4.5. This was probably, it's one of the best Saw movies that happened in the entire franchise movies. And it wasn't too, now it did do your gore. It has your gore. So your gore fans are going to be a little happy, but it did lean a lot on the story. We had a good story for Saw and a great surprise. When it gets to the point where you're like, man, this is how they're ending it. No, it's not how they're ending it. They're gonna flip it on you because it's Saw.
Yeah, mine's a 4.3. This is probably one of the better Saw sequels. I mean, probably my favorite Saw sequel. So, guys, if you guys are thinking Saw is just right out of steam, you're wrong. This is something completely different that you expect, and I'm glad it got made. Honestly, I think it's perfect for this.
Yeah, this is the Saw movie to end the Saw movies. If this ends it, great.
Yeah, because it's great.
Great. That ends it. That's awesome. But I mean, it's not like there's other franchises that have like 14 movies or anything out there. I mean, like what? We got Michael Myers.
Yeah.
We got Jigsaw. We got VHS now is up to 6. You know, Freddy Cougar's what's Freddy Cougar at?
I don't know how many Freddy. There's like gotta be like 10, right? 8.
There's 7 Freddy Cougars, and then there's Freddy versus Jason, so that's 8. And then the remake, so it's 9 Freddy Cougars. So it's like, geez, we're some people need we need some more Hellraisers, people. We need a bunch of more Hellraisers. What else? What horror movie series have we not seen in a while that needs to be Prom Night? Bring back the Prom Night series. What else? They have Hills. They had like 3 of those, didn't they?
Yeah, I think only one was released in theaters though.
Okay, and then I mean, Jeepers Creepers, they're up to like 17 of those, right?
Oh, God, I don't know.
Hellraiser, I think, is on 104.
Yeah. All right.
But anyway, keep it going if they're going to be this good. That's all I'm going to say.
So, on RottenTomatoes.com, what is the audience score for Saw X?
Has to be 85%.
It's 90%.
90%?
Yeah. Audience says, adding dimension to the franchise's main characters while still leaving plenty of room for the gruesomely graphic horror these movies are known for. Saw X might be the best sequel in the series so far. Nice. All right,
I want that doll. I want the doll. I want the Jigsaw doll.
You can find it, dude. Go to.
I know. I'll put it like right there, just so it stares at us the whole time.
What's the critic score for Saw X?
83.
80%. Pretty close. But certified fresh at 80%.
Nice.
Yeah. Critics' consensus is led by a franchise best performance from Tobin Bell. Saw X reinvigorates the series with an installment that has a surprising amount of heart to go with all the gore. All right, I'm going to read good review and a bad review. Bad review by Charles Brunsico of Inside Hook. He says, X streams camera like a tragic hero instead of a complete maniac with a thing for a Rube Goldberg homicide and swears by the wobbly moral mechanism he believes with balance of Soul's Ledger. Whatever. This is a good review from Joshua Rothkopf of the Los Angeles Times. He says, Tobin Bell's half-cracked grandeur, boosted by Shawnee Smith's skewed stares of adoration, sends the movies into loopy giddiness. Saw X may be the best one to start off with, but it's hard to imagine a better one to end with. Which Neil was saying, better. It's a good one to end Saw saga with. And I agree. This is
if this ends the Saw saga, then it does. At least it ended up on a good note because this one's already made more money than Spiral. And it was a good outing by Tobin Bell, man.
I mean, he's so good in this. I love Tobin Bell.
He was so good in this.
Yeah.
And I was a big fan. I will be watching this one right after the moment it comes out. I'll be watching this one again.
Guys, I think we're good. You can find us online.
I think that's it, man.
Next week will be Boogeyman and Exorcist Believer. So you guys can find us online at moviesonsuck.net. We're at w2mnet.com. That's W2M as in movies net.com. You'll find us there following a bunch of other podcasts. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/moviesonsuck podcast. We're on Twitter at MTS Podcast. We're on Instagram at MTS Podcast. We're also on Patreon, patreon.com/moviesonsuck. We're on Bonfire, bonfire.com/moviesonsuck. Something to do. You'll find our shirts and stuff in there. If you guys want to send us an old-fashioned email, it's info@moviesonsuck.net or moviesonsuck@podcast@gmail.com. And where you find podcasts from Movies Don't Suck and something they do. Neil, what are your solve businesses again?
For small businesses, we'll be more than happy to promote you right here on this podcast, free of charge. All you got to do is send us some information anywhere that Chris just said, and we'll be more than happy to give you out to our thousands of listeners or millions of followers right here on Movies That Don't Suck and Some That Do.
You good? You ready to head out?
Let's get her. That's another episode of Movies Don't Suck and Some Do. My name's Neil.
And I'm Chris.
And remember, guys, don't forget, no matter what VHS you put in, make sure to label all your tapes, because if not, you could be playing a game that's not good. Have a good day.